everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Tetra Travels. This video is another that falls into my Spinal Sessions series, where I interview people with various spinal cord injuries to discuss their life, what they're up to, and hopefully inspire people out there with new spinal injuries about what they can do with their lives, but also share awareness to the general public about what a spinal injury might entail, but also how people who have a spinal injury, that doesn't mean it's the end of their life. This week I have my second guest, Mark Worth. I knew Mark would be a fascinating interview, not only because of his positive outlook on life, but also because his spinal cord injury, despite occurring in a very similar way to mine, actually ended up having very different outcomes. Mark has the ability to walk, but it doesn't necessarily mean that life is easy. I hope you enjoy his interview and it teaches you something along the way. In part 2 of 4, which is today, we talk a bit about Mark's journey to recovery through rehab and then beyond. I hope that it teaches you a bit about the challenges that spinal cord injury people face as they negotiate through their recovery and into normal life. Hopefully you'll tune in for the whole of the interview, where I think there's some great things to learn. Just to clarify, what level of injury were you?
Mine is a C5, C6 dislocation. So my neck has dislocated. You would have thought it dislocated backwards from what I'd said, but it actually dislocated forwards. I'm one of the lucky ones because it is an incomplete injury. As I've said, I had some movement in those first sort of 6 weeks, and as time just went on, it came back more and more. So when I was first in, the doctors were just like, "That's it. We can't see anything changing." And I kind of had made my peace with that. I was just like, "Well, I've still got all my mates. I've still got all my friends. I'm still the same person. My life's not going to change that much. They're still all my mates and stuff like that." But as time went on, I just got more and more movement back and slowly got back better and better. And I mean, literally, I have desensitization in 2 fingers on my right hand. My balance gets off when I'm tired. Bladder and bowels I have control of, but it's a constant thing making sure that you are able to find somewhere to go. If you feel that need to go, you're gonna go. Not like in the old in the old days. I'll be all right for half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour to an hour. It's now like, no, I need to go.
And so, what did that journey of recovery look like in hospital, at the actual spinal unit? As someone who was complete injury, it was very much like you're going to get to achieve these things. Now with you, must have been a different story because no one could quite predict where you're going to get to.
Yeah, so it is really weird because obviously going there and seeing all of these other people, all of these other guys with spinal injuries, and like me being the one that is kind of a bit more able and to do stuff. It was interesting. I didn't actually start walking until sort of 3 months down the line. That's
Mm,
how long it took. It took a long time before they would let me walk.
mm,
And also that you have these kind of guys in the wards that have been injured a long time and kind of have seen everything, and they kind of just go, "Oh, you'll be all right, you're fine." And it's quite an interesting sort of thing to chat through with these kind of people. Rookwood is a lovely place. Um, it's very old. When I first got there, they were like, "Right, we're going to sort out your pressure sore. That's the most important thing." So I was literally just on bed rest for weeks and weeks until that healed up, and then they just wheel you around to sort of the X-ray ward and stuff like that. And I always remember it. It was very much like being in like the Wizard of Oz Return to Oz, because you're just on your back going through these corridors, and you can just see skylights, and it's it's such a weird thing to kind of experience. Yeah, and I mean, you know it. You meet so many people that are just in the same boat as you, and you just become not friends, but the camaraderie is really it's
yeah.
really hilarious. Like people just taking the piss out of you constantly.
Did you find at any times there was like almost a, not like a fraud kind of aspect, but was there, did you ever have those thoughts of like, oh, I've got it easier, or the other people's attitudes towards you in that hospital space were kind of like, yeah, you're not as injured as us, therefore you don't really matter? Or was it actually that you, as you say, you got on with most people and it was actually a
I,
supportive environment?
so I'm kind of lucky that I actually just I'll get on with anyone. My family say it all the time, and I mean my brother who was actually at the game kind of said that I'm the only person that you could go into a room, not know anyone, and come out with three good mates just because you've started chatting about something completely random. The people I probably got annoyed with me the most was the nurses because I just wanted to like chat and be friendly, and they're like, "Well, I've got a bloody job to do, mate. So can we just get on with this sort of thing?" But yeah, no, I got on. I mean, there's a few people that probably were a bit like, "Well, you've got it all right. You're fine." But then you just have to take it. That's it.
How long were you in there for? And then what was the transition like to going from that quite a strange environment back to your home environment?
So Torbay, Derriford for sort of 6 weeks, and then literally I was in Cardiff all the way up till Christmas that year. Came home for Christmas, went back up, and then within about a month they were like, right, that's it. We're gonna send you home because we think we've done as much as we can, and that was it. It was just like went home, sort of just I was walking by that time, had sticks so I could walk with sticks and stuff, but that was it. And it was like, this is really weird because I've just gone from being in a place where you've got a set routine, you'll go do physio now and then, or a bit of hydro, and you'll do this, to going home and it's like, there you go. Like, okay, what am I meant to do? And just
Yeah,
spent like literally 3 4 months just not really doing a lot. Obviously, some of my friends then had moved on and gone to uni or had done other
yeah.
things, and life had moved on a bit. Also, I couldn't go out and do stuff, if you see what I mean. So it was quite a difficult period afterwards.
Did you have support like physios and stuff when you left, or were you just sort of
No,
left to your own devices?
just left to my own devices. Pretty much, that was it. Obviously, back then stuff was going on, but I didn't know about the IPF charity, or back then
Mm.
Spire. Didn't know about them. Like there was things said, but not a lot.
I'm just going to
Yeah,
reference
go
at
on.
the IPF, or the Injured Players Foundation, that support rugby players, just in case people aren't aware of who they are. So yeah,
Yeah.
carry on, Mark.
No, no, that's fine. So yeah, so you didn't really have much kind of physio support and stuff like that. It's kind of like, well, you're fine, mate. So there you go. Like in the back of my head, it was just like constant. I'm okay at the moment, but like within the snap of my fingers, could something go wrong? Just completely fall apart. And I've probably lived like that my whole life a little bit. I got
Yeah,
used
yeah.
to it over time, but just that constant fear of what's different.
That'll be it for this episode. Please look out for the rest of Mark's episodes, and also if you liked this, look back at my previous interview with Ross Morrison, a Paralympian playing wheelchair rugby. There's 2 more episodes left for Mark. Hopefully you'll come back and check that out, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more of this content. See you soon.